I learned this after 60 damn years, and that's why I need to say it now. Life doesn't slow down when you're distracted. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. I know that because I spent most of my life believing it would. I'm an old man now. I don't say that for drama. I say it because age changes the way truth feels in your body. When you're young, truth is something you think about. When you're old, it's something you carry. I carry a lot of it. I wake up earlier than I want to, not because I'm disciplined, but because sleep doesn't stay as long anymore. My days are quieter, my pace is slower, and there's more space for thoughts I once avoided. That space is where regret lives. I'm talking to you because you're still standing where I once stood. You're still looking forward. You still believe time is something you can afford to lose. That belief cost me my life. When I was young, I thought life began later. I told myself I'd start living once I was secure, once I had money, once I felt confident, once everything made sense. I kept pushing life forward like a task I could schedule. I didn't chase my dreams. I chased safety. I chased the feeling that I was doing the right thing. I chased being busy because busy looked responsible, and responsibility earned approval. People praised me for it. They said I was hard-working, reliable, smart. No one warned me what it would cost. I worked long days and told myself it was temporary. I ignored that quiet voice inside me that wanted something more personal, more meaningful, because listening to it felt risky. Risk scared me more than regret ever did back then. I thought regret was something dramatic, something loud, something that came from terrible mistakes. I didn't know. Regret is usually quiet. It comes from all the things you never did. Years passed like that, one reasonable excuse at a time. One more year of waiting, one more promise I made to myself and quietly broke. I told myself I'd start next year. I told myself I had time. I told myself this wasn't the season for dreams. Seasons change faster than you think. I didn't notice my life slipping away because it didn't feel like slipping. It felt like progress. Promotions, paychecks, responsibilities stacking neatly on top of each other. But none of it asked me if I was happy. I was tired. I was busy. I was numb. And I thought that was normal. What I didn't understand then is that being busy is often a way to avoid listening to yourself. When your days are full, there's no room for uncomfortable questions. So I stayed full. I chased money because I thought it would buy peace. I chased success because I thought it would earn me rest. I chased comfort because I thought struggle was something you outgrew. What I actually chased was approval. From my family, from society, from people who weren't going to live my life for me. And slowly, without realizing it, I stopped choosing. I just continued. Life doesn't fall apart all at once. It narrows. Your options get fewer. Your energy changes. Your courage becomes cautious. One day you look back and realize you've been living on autopilot for years. That was the moment I first felt real fear. Not fear of failure. Fear of having wasted my one chance. I had moments of happiness, yes. I loved people. I laughed. I survived. But I didn't feel aligned. I didn't feel like my days matched who I was meant to be. I postponed joy like it was irresponsible. I postponed curiosity like it was childish. I postponed dreams like they were luxuries. I thought I was being mature. I was being afraid. Time is more valuable than money. I know that now. Money comes and goes. Time only goes. Every hour you give to something that doesn't matter is an hour taken from something that might have. I didn't understand that until my body slowed down before my mind did. There's a strange moment that happens when you get older. You realize you have more memories than future plans, more yesterdays than tomorrows. That realization changes everything. I began replaying moments I rushed through, conversations I half listened to, chances I talked myself out of because they didn't feel practical. Those moments were life, and I treated them like interruptions. Peace doesn't come from success. I learned that too late. Peace comes from honesty, from living in a way that doesn't require constant justification. I built a life that looked stable, but felt unfinished. Comfort is dangerous when it replaces meaning. It makes you settle quietly. It makes you stop asking hard questions. Life doesn't warn you when it's leaving. There's no signal, no final announcement. It just keeps moving while you assume you'll catch up later. Later is a lie we tell
ourselves to feel safe. I waited until everything felt ready. By the time it did, my courage was smaller, my responsibilities were heavier, and my freedom had limits. I spent too long preparing to live. Meaning doesn't come from possessions. I learned that when I had enough of them and still felt empty. Meaning comes from presence, from being awake in your own life, from choosing even when it's uncomfortable. I wish I had taken more risks when failure was cheap, when starting over didn't feel humiliating, when my body could recover quickly and my mind believed in possibility. Youth isn't just energy, it's flexibility, it's forgiveness, it's room to begin again. I didn't see that while I had it. Now I see clearly, painfully clearly. Regret isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It sits with you in quiet rooms. It shows up when distractions fade. It asks simple questions. Why didn't you try? Why did you wait? Why did you ignore what mattered? I don't want you answering those questions one day with the same silence I do. I'm not telling you to be reckless. I'm telling you to be honest. Don't build a life just because it looks acceptable. Build one that feels true. Start chasing what matters while you're young. Not because success is guaranteed, but because regret is. Don't assume you'll always have the same strength, the same health, the same freedom. Those things fade quietly. Listen to that restlessness inside you. It's not a problem to solve. It's a signal. I ignored mine until it stopped speaking. That's why I'm speaking now. I learned this after 60 damn years, and I don't want it to take that long for you. I didn't have time when I finally understood this. but you do.
If these words resonated with you, share them with someone who might need to hear this. And if you want to hear more life lessons from people who have already lived them, consider subscribing.